Hey, how are you guys today? So, as you can see with the title, we are going to be talking about the difference between a firm that makes $50,000 and a firm that makes $500,000. So welcome. If you are new to me, my name is Krista Tyus. I help tax and accounting professionals get more clients utilizing social media and scale to multiple six figures. All right, so we're going to talk about one of the aspects of scaling, which is sales. Okay, I see everybody hopping in. Hey guys, while you guys are hopping in, I want to tell you a little funny story that I remembered just the other day, and I think you might find it funny too while you guys are hopping in. While you're hopping in, tell me, where are you viewing from? Go ahead and let me know where you are viewing from. Okay, so about 7 or 8 years ago, I hosted my very first Thanksgiving. And I had this cute little apartment in some suburbs of Detroit. And I made a turkey. You know, it was my first time making macaroni and cheese. It was my first time, making all the things, right? Stuffing, all the things. I was really excited. I invited all of my family over to my cute little apartment, okay? So I'm about 23, 24, because my daughter, she had to be around 3 or 4 years old at the time, okay? I wanted to make some potato salad, okay? My Aunt Shirley, she used to have the best potato salad ever, and I remember she used to boil her eggs. She would get her mayonnaise and, her paprika, all her ingredients, and I wanted to make that Thanksgiving. So here's what I did. I took about 5 or 6 eggs, I put them in a bowl, and I put some water in that bowl, and I proceeded to put the bowl in the microwave. Now these were uncooked eggs, okay? Again, I'm 23, ignorant, didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. So here's what happened. I put them in the microwave for about 5 minutes. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna shortcut. I don't have time to wait for these eggs to boil. I'm gonna put them in the microwave, okay? So about 5 minutes later, I come in, I'm excited because my turkey is done, everything else is done, and I'm taking these eggs out of the microwave, and the water is boiling, and I'm like proud at myself. I'm like, yo, I just made some eggs in 5 minutes. I boiled some eggs in 5 minutes, okay? What did I do? I said, I gotta open these up, right? So I go and I grab a knife, and I'm leaning over the bowl, right? So the bowl is right here, and I'm leaning over the bowl with my knife, and I'm cracking the eggs. I'm cracking the eggs. As soon as the egg cracked, it exploded in my face, and shards of egg shells flew directly into my face. It was like an explosion. It popped really loud, and it flew me back, like the energy of the egg bursting in my face, like literally flew me back to the floor. Flew me back to the floor. And I have all of this cooked egg on my face, all these shards, of eggshells and egg yolk and egg white all on my face. And I'm screaming, like, ah! Like on the ground, rolling around, screaming because it burned so bad, okay? It burned so bad. And my family, they come in, they're rushing. I'm on the ground, grabbing my face. I'm thinking like, Lord, I done blew off my face, okay? I'm grabbing my face, and my family is trying to help me up. They cracked up. They were crying, laughing at my ignorant self for putting some raw eggs in the microwave, thinking that I can boil some raw eggs in the microwave, okay? And then immediately crack it open. So, fun little story that you didn't know about me while everybody is hopping in. Okay, cool. So we got a lot of people on the line right now. All right. Don't tell nobody that story, but feel free to warn family members and kids not to do that either, because let me tell you, my face was jacked up for a couple of weeks. Like I had scratches and burns all over my face for a couple of weeks, so it was bad. Hey guys. All right, so let's talk about the difference between a company that makes $50,000 and a company that makes $500,000. Can anyone guess what the main difference is? I want you guys to engage with me tonight. Type in the chat, what do you think the main difference from a firm that makes $50,000 versus a firm that makes $500,000? What do you think the main difference is? I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Go ahead and type it in the chat for me. Hey Timberland, hey Tax Divas, hey Ashley, hey Nora, hey guys. I know, I was crazy. Okay, so Cedric says scalability, okay. What does that mean, Cedric? What does scalability mean? Zaha Accounting says maybe their pricing, okay. Tax Divas, there we go, Tax Divas. Tax Divas says sales, right? EJ says what's the profit? Ladie says niche. Organized Blitz says outsourcing. Okay, so here is the main component that you guys want to understand. Sales is the main differentiator from a firm, or any business for that matter, that makes $50,000 versus a firm that makes $500,000. So now that you know what the secret sauce is, now that we know what our focus is, we need to now reverse engineer that. So here's what I did. When I was in business, I tried to constantly, when I had my tax business, I tried to constantly think about how I can make sales, okay? And you guys know, I sound like a broken record by now, but I did door knocking, cold calling, flyers, every door direct mail. I had people standing outside with a sign. I did everything that I thought I should do, right, to get sales. However, I didn't actually have a sales strategy. So I want you to write this down. You need an actual strategy. You need a proven process to follow that you can consistently bring people into your business. About 3 years ago in 2019 is when the light bulb really went off on sales, on the importance of sales. And at that time, I went from having 0 sales calls to having 8 to 9 sales calls every single day. Literally, my phone was packed out with strategy sessions. I had an 8 a.m., a 9, a 10, 11, a noon, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Back-to-back sales calls, talking to business owners from all over the country, okay? And this is how I want you guys to run your business. You need a pipeline of interested people that are ready, willing, and able to pay for your services, right? So the big, elusive ideal is, how do we get these people, right? How do we get these people? So let me tell you what I did. I spent about a year of my life on back-to-back sales calls, and I got burned out. Let me tell you, I was burned out of having 8 to 10 sales calls every single day. Now, that was a time where my business skyrocketed, right? I went from $0 to $250,000 in less than like 7 to 8 months, right? $250,000 cash. But I was on the phone all day, every day, talking to people. Here's what it did. It helped me understand how to better articulate the services that I provide. It helped me better to understand how to actually communicate my pricing, how to even structure my pricing, right? Because my pricing, if I'm honest, it was still all over the place, okay? What I did wrong, and now looking back even now today, what I did wrong, I stopped having sales calls, okay? In my mind, I said, okay, Krista, now we're in a position where people are just coming to me by way of content and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. Let me back off on the sales calls and let me focus on building the product, right? And that's when I made that shift. What I should have done was actually hired somebody to continue the sales calls for me. That one decision, by me stop doing sales calls, and by me focusing on product and letting, just other marketing activities work for me, has cost me millions of dollars. Millions. And I'm just now coming to that realization, right? Because when you're in the mode, when you're in the midst of everything, you're not realizing, your actions and long term, how they're going to affect your business. You're just doing what feels good in the now. Right? It felt good to stop doing sales calls in the now. But what I realized, the fact that I stopped doing sales calls, I literally left, and I have left millions of dollars on the table since then. So here's what I want you to know. With your sales process, it first starts with a lead. I want you to write this down, because sometimes we got to go back to the basics, okay? You need leads in your business. You need qualified leads, right? Let's quantify that. You need qualified leads in your business to take them through a journey. Statistics say that only about 15 to 20% of the people that see your message are ready to buy right now, are ready to become a client right now. So that means that the other 75 plus people that see your message, or 75% plus people that see your message initially, they are not ready to make a buying decision. They are not ready to book a call with you. They are not ready to get their taxes prepared. They are not ready to get their bookkeeping cleaned up, right? They are not ready to have that tax plan. So what we need to do, we need to have a proven system and a proven process so that we can systematically collect the lead, so that when they are ready, we're there. Okay, so write this stuff down, guys. All right, so it starts with your lead capturing system. Understanding what value can you create, what value can you put out there to attract quality leads to your firm. And now we start our sales funnel process. Okay, now can somebody tell me, because I want you guys to engage with me, can somebody tell me what is the second step after I get a lead into my firm? What do I need to do from there? Go ahead and type it in the chat. So I see Jeff, I see Daniel Tax, I see Natasha, I see King of my castle. Hey guys, what's the next step after you get a lead into your firm? What do you need to do? Natasha, boom, Natasha Miller. She said nurture. You need to nurture the lead. Absolutely. So what does nurturing the lead looks like, right? So nurturing, you know, and if we use like an analogy, you know, let's just say we're dating, okay? You're not just gonna ask the first person that you see to marry you, right? You're not gonna go up to like, oh, you fine, like let's get married. No, you're gonna nurture that relationship, right? You're gonna call, you're gonna text, you're gonna take them out on dates, you're going to show genuine interest. And so in the business realm, we have to give value. We have to understand, well, what is the mind frame of my particular client? Where are they at in this journey of their business? And how can I give them the tools, the information, the resources to help them a little bit with that journey, right? To make their journey a little bit easier. So this is where we give value. So if I'm trying to now attract tax clients for 2022, I'm going to think about, well, where is my client right now in their journey? Well, at one client journey, they could be, you know, dreading tax season because one, they haven't been doing their bookkeeping for the year. Okay. Two, they haven't been actually being strategic with their tax strategy, right? Three, you have another client segment that maybe they have increased dramatically in sales, but they were so busy on just doing their thing, right? Selling their product and services, that they made no regard to paying estimated taxes, right? Being intentional about, you know, what entity election that they were in, their tax strategy. So you have different buyers that are in a very different state of mind right now. So we need to create value. We need to create a nurturing process that's going to give them some nuggets, give them some gems, alleviate some pain for them while they're on their way to make this buying process, right? The buying process is engaging you for tax preparation services or tax planning or bookkeeping or accounting or CFO or tax resolution, right? Whatever the services that you provide. So step one, we need to have a system that is constantly getting quality leads into our business. Step two, we need to have a proven process that nurtures this lead until they are ready to make a buying decision, right? One of my clients, she missed out on, it was like a $36,000 per year client because she didn't nurture her leads. And by the time she went back to nurture the lead was like, oh, I forgot about you. I went with the next person that I saw was providing this service, right? That they were in that mind frame of making a buying decision. She had already made contact with this person months and months ago. But because she didn't have a lead nurturing process, the first person that they saw online that was promoting themselves, that looked great, that sounded great, they went with their business, right? So this is the detriment that you do to your firms when you get leads and then you don't nurture them, right? So we need to have a proven process to get quality leads, and then a proven nurturing system that's going to convert those people that are not ready now, but convert them down the line. I have clients that tell me all the time, like, Krista, this lead just converted over and they've been on my list a year ago. Or I reached out to them on Facebook 2 years ago, right? And you have people that are just now converting over. There are a lot of you guys that have been watching me for years that are just now becoming a client, right? That have been consuming my content. But what am I doing? I'm constantly nurturing you with content. I'm constantly nurturing you with valuable information so that when you are ready to make a buying decision, I'm top of mind for you, okay? All right, so next thing up, after we nurture our lead and now we actually get them on a strategy session, right? So this is the game, guys. You need to get these people on the phone because social media is social media, okay? We use social media as a tool to get people on the phone, to actually get paid clients, right? And I told you guys the other day, you are in the business of high ticket sales. You are selling $500 per month services, you know, like minimum $500 per month services, right? That's a $6,000 per year client, right? You sell a $1,000 per month package. That's a $12,000 per year client. These are high ticket sales. And so the best way for you to actually move them through and close them on these high ticket sales is to have a call with them. It's to have a strategy session. This is what we call a strategy session. Now, I tell my clients this all the time. When I got the first two right, when I learned how to get a lot of leads, and I was nurturing the leads, and then they were actually booking calls with me, I bombed my first 50 calls. I closed no clients. Okay? I closed no clients. Why? Because I didn't have a proven way on how I was walking through my sales calls. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how to position myself. I didn't know what questions to ask. So my first 30 to 50 calls, I made no money, right? It was good intel for me, right? Obviously, I talked to a lot of business owners around the country, but I made no money. Nobody signed up for my services. I didn't know how to close them over the phone. So the third process in your sales funnel is you need to learn how to communicate value over the phone. You need to learn what questions you should be asking these people over the phone. You need to learn how to make the offer, right? I've coached this to hundreds of clients now, and one of the biggest problems that a lot of my clients have is that they would do the sales call right. They would do the first 75% of the call right, and then they will be too afraid to make the offer. And making the offer is you stating, hey, Mr. and Mrs. such and such, here's what you said you needed help with. Here's how we can help you. Here's the value that it's going to bring to you. And here's the investment that it's going to cost. How do you want to pay? How do you want to get signed up? They were stopping at that part, right? When they got to the offer, they were stopping. And I told my clients, I'm like, listen, you are not in sales if you do not make an offer for your services. Right? That's like, wooing the person that you're dating, right? You're taking them out, you're showing them a good time. They feel like you are genuinely interested in them, right? They feel like you understand their pains, their problems, their needs, and their wants, and then you ghost them. You don't call them again. Well, this is the equivalent of you having a sales call, doing the first 75% of the call right, and then not making the offer, not asking for the money, not closing the deal. Okay, so you need to have a proven process on how you're working through that. Okay, now it doesn't stop there, and this is where a lot of tax and accounting professionals get into trouble, is because they'll get the client, right? They'll do their leads, they'll nurture, they'll get a strategy session, they'll get an engagement letter and an invoice out and signed and paid. Once they get the client, their back end systems are broken. Right? They have no true follow-up process. They don't set deadlines and expectations for the client. They don't set proper due dates. They don't set proper expectations overall for the scope of the job, right? And that turns into a poor customer experience. Now you got people that are like, man, I done went through all of this and I feel like they bait and switched me, right? I haven't heard from them, right? There's no real communication. It's hard for me to contact this person, right? I send a request or I ask a question and I can't get anyone to respond to my email. When you have a poor back-end process, this is going to create more problems for you than not. Okay, there's a lot of people in business, period, that are really great at the first three. They're really good at leads. They're really good at sales. But then when it comes to the client fulfillment, when it comes to the client experience, they don't have any back-end processes. They don't have any customer support expectations. They don't have any clear communication and guidelines on how they are serving the client. And so what we strive to do, we strive to provide a wow experience. Write that down. I want you guys to provide a wow experience. And in order for you to provide a wow experience, your clients, they can't be confused on what is happening after they've already paid you. After somebody has paid you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and now they're confused about what's happening next, you are creating a negative client experience, okay? So I like to use the analogy of the airplane. When you first get on an airplane, right, you have the flight attendants, they're making sure you're safe, you're making sure everything is put up, making sure no one's gonna get hit with a purse, right, as the plane takes off. But what does the pilot do before he takes off? The pilot is going to communicate to you how the weather is. He's going to tell you the destination that you're headed to, how the weather is at the destination. He's going to communicate to you if there's going to be any expected turbulence as you are on your way to your destination. He's going to let you know, don't worry, I got you. If we do go into turbulence, we're going to go down to 30,000 feet, right? Have a smooth ride, and I'll talk to you when we get there. He's setting these clear expectations because they know when people first sit on the plane, I don't care how many times you guys have ridden a plane, you have some level of anxiety that today is the day you're about to die. Okay? I don't care how many times you ride a plane, at some level, you're thinking in the back of your mind, is today the day, Lord? Do I have my life insurance? Did I tell my mama? Did I tell my daddy? Yes, you are thinking that at some capacity at one point during that flight. And so to alleviate that, to alleviate your stress, he needs to come on and communicate to you the expectations of that plane ride, right? What's going to happen. And then when you experience turbulence, right? I don't know if you guys ever been in a plane and you start to experience some rocky turbulence. He comes back on after he gets everything under control, or even before he notices that it's going to be extreme turbulence, and he tells you what is about to happen. He says, hey, we're going into some turbulence, but don't worry, I'm going to turn off the seatbelt sign for now. We're going to maybe navigate to 20,000 feet, but don't worry, we should be out this turbulence in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Right? He's communicating this to you at every step of the way. Why? Because again, he knows that as soon as that plane starts rocking, people are like, Lord Jesus, this is it. Right? And he needs to alleviate any anxiety. He needs to alleviate any, chaos that might break out on that plane. And so you guys need to do the exact same thing with your firm. You need to have clear communications with your clients. You need to be following up with them. You need to be setting due dates and deadlines. Right? So if I onboard a business tax client, they already know, don't expect this done for the next 10 to 14 business days. This is our turnaround time. It takes us 10 to 14 business days to render back a completed business tax return. In the meantime, here's what you can expect from us. Here's how we communicate with you if we have any follow-up questions. If you have any additional questions, here's how you should contact us. Right? And even before the 10 to 14 days, we're going to check in with the client. We're going to say, hey, we just completed this, we just reviewed all the source documents that you sent over to us. Thank you so much for that. We're about to send your tax return to be prepared. We're going to review all credits and deductions to make sure that we maximize your refund. If we run into any questions, we're going to reach out to you. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us here. And have a nice day, right? We're communicating these expectations to our clients because we know once they paid us money, there's a level of anxiety, right? They're like, okay, I just gotta wait, right? So you wanna communicate with them every step of the way. One of the main things that we do to provide a wow experience is that we under promise and over deliver, right? So my team knows that if we got a business tax return and we promised a 14-day turnaround, internally we have a 7-day turnaround, right? But we're under promising because we don't know what's going to come up during that tax preparation process. Systems might break. The client might take longer than expected to reply to certain requests or clarity points that we need. Somebody might call off. Somebody might get sick. Who knows what can happen? But what we tell them is 14 days and we deliver it in 7. Now we're creating a beautiful and engaging customer experience, right? Now, the sales process does not stop right here, guys. Now, mind you, all of this is within your sales process. Did you know that? This entire scope, from the time that a person sees your information, from the time that they're introduced to who you are, to the time that you close this client's file, they're always engaged in the sales process. Why? Why is this all engaged in the sales process? Because you have opportunities, one, to cultivate for referrals. You have opportunities to increase the client value, right, by enrolling them in additional services that they might need. So at every point, I'm always, conscious of the fact that I need to continuously sell to the client, right? I have to continuously show up. You guys know cancel culture is real, right? Right? If you don't continuously treat your clients great even after they paid you money, that is the quickest way to create a negative experience and to create bad word of mouth. Okay, so we are constantly engaging in the sales experience throughout the life of the client cycle. Now, the next one here is referrals. We create this beautiful experience from start to finish. It is with the expectations to make more money, to earn more revenue, and we do this 2 ways. One, by asking for referrals to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Such and Such, how am I doing so far on your file? Right? You get them when they are just signing on. You get them when they are so excited to work with you. That's the time you want to ask for a referral. And I had to learn this the hard way, okay? You ask for the referral when you get them as a client and they are in that honeymoon stage with you. Now you're going to say, do you know anyone else? Do you know another business owner that could value the type of excellent and services that we deliver to our business clients? Who do you know that needs excellent tax and accounting services? Where you ask for those referrals right when they're happy, right when they're, all the feels is there, okay? That's when you're going to ask for referrals. Now, the last part of your sales process is going to be repeat, right? It's going to be upselling them or cross-selling them into different products and services. So let's be clear, we're going after a business client at this point. We're going after business clients. Why? Because if we get the partnership, we get the nonprofit or the S Corp or the corporate return, that's going to translate into you getting their individual tax returns. So we're working smarter, not harder. We go after the business clients first. So the great part about business is that they have, different compliance requirements that they need to fulfill. So it could be something where you're selling them sales tax compliance, right? Estimated taxes, ongoing tax planning services. It could be CFO services, which is a beautiful service that I love to teach you guys, right? How to actually provide those higher level advisory services to your clients. It could be tax resolution clients, because let's face it, at some point, they might have a tax liability issue, right, that they need some resolution on. So when you're thinking about your sales process, we don't just get a client and do their taxes and that's it. We are constantly looking for what are additional opportunities that we can provide value to this business owner, right? How can we alleviate some pain? How can we take on some complexity for them? How can we help them increase their cash flow? How can we help them hit their goals, period? Right? And when you do that, you're able to go back through that sales process with the same client. Now we are increasing what is called the lifetime value of the client, right? Because if we initially had a $1,500 tax engagement, and now a year later we added on bookkeeping for $1,000 a month, and then a year later we added on CFO services for $2,500 a month, the lifetime value of this client is drastically increasing. The revenue for your firm is drastically increasing without doing and deploying any other marketing strategies. we can literally increase our revenue in our firm by cultivating and nurturing and upselling and cross-selling our existing clients that we have. Okay, so this is a part of the sales process. Now, what questions do you guys have? Okay, what questions do you guys have? Because we are running a 100K in 30-day tax season challenge, right? You guys saw that I posted that a few days ago. You have until January 2nd to sign up for it. So if you like today's training, wait until you get into the real live training where I'm actually going to be breaking all of this stuff down for you systematically. Like, I'm giving you the entire blueprint. Now, we don't stop there, because this is not just about education at this point, right? This is not just about learning how to conduct a sales call, learning how to nurture your lead, learning how to, get a lead into your system, provide a wow experience, cultivate referrals, right? Upsell and cross-sell your clients. This is about taking action at this point. We are going into tax season, and time is of the essence. Okay, so if you are excited about going into 2022 with a clear sales strategy and getting help for 5 days straight for 2 hours each day on that sales strategy, this training is for you. Okay, so the link is in my bio. You have until January 2nd to sign up. The live training starts on January 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay, and we're going for 2 hours each session. When you sign up for VIP, you're going to get a bonus session with me on that Saturday, and you're going to get 30 days sales / support. Now, the beautiful part about my sales support is that you actually can send me a recording of your calls, and I review them, and I tell you how to get better, right? You can send me screenshots of your marketing strategies, of what you're doing. I can review them, and I can show you how to be better. Right? And so this is what VIP is about, because I know a few of you were asking, well, what's the difference between VIP? VIP is, in January and February, you're going to have direct access to me where I can actually review your sales and marketing campaigns, and I can review them and help you get better. All right, so let's see what you guys are saying. Candy says, how to build confidence within your business. Absolutely. So that is actually what we're going to be talking about on day 1 of the training. A lot of what I've learned today wouldn't be anything if I didn't have the confidence to deploy it. And so here's what I mean. I can teach you guys all day long how to do a sales call, how to get leads into your system, how to market yourself on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. But if you don't have the mindset, if you don't have the confidence to actually do it, you are not going to do it. You won't do it. I can give you the blueprint today on how to make $500,000. Heck, I can give you the blueprint on how to make $1 million next year. But if that mindset, if that confidence is not there, you are not going to take action. So one of the first things we're going to get out the way on the training is confidence, is mindset, is making sure that you know that you are worthy to get clients, you know enough, you have support, you are enough. And we're going to build upon that before we get into the sales and marketing training. Okay? Great question. Organized Book says, is it a tax training or bookkeeping? So this is for if you want clients, period. So this is sales and marketing, right? So it's not just for tax season. The strategies that you're going to learn, you're going to be able to deploy it all year round. Right, all of 2022. So if you want bookkeeping, if you want tax clients, if you want tax resolution or CFO clients, this live activation session is going to be for you. Karen, hey Karen says, I just started back up my bookkeeping practice. What do you suggest for qualified leads? Yes, I signed up for your course. Awesome, welcome Karen. You just started back your bookkeeping practice. What do you suggest for qualified leads? Absolutely. So qualified leads is understanding where at in the client journey is my ideal prospect, and how can I provide value to them that gets them to raise their hand, right? That gets them to identify themselves, right? Because at this point we want to collect leads into our system. So we're going to go over this very extensively in the training, but it's all about getting qualified leads, getting people to raise their hand to say, hey, I need that. Hey, I'm interested in that. Once you know who's interested, now we can start the rest of our sales funnel process, which is nurturing, getting on the strategy session, closing the lead, providing a wow experience, cultivating for referrals, and then upselling and cross-selling the client as well. Candy says, do we need this training if we have already purchased the program? Hey, Candy. Well, thank you for being a client. So what this training is, a lot of the clients are purchasing this program, and what their intention is that we're doing this together, right? So the program is, you get your program, you're going through all the content, and then you're getting on support calls when you need it. This is like an intense cohort where we're like, hey, we're gonna do and implement everything together for the next 5 days, okay? So that would be the main difference on why you would probably want to join this 5-day challenge. It's for 2 hours every single day for 5 days in the beginning of January. We're actually going through this together. We're doing your sales and marketing together, right? And so a lot of people see value in that, right? Because it's just going to help you move faster. It's going to help you start the year off a lot more faster. Organized Book said, you bought the other package, can I change it? I'm interested in upgrading. Yeah, absolutely. So just send us an email, hello@christatayas.com, and let us know that you want to change your package, and Rachel, she'll get over a link for you to upgrade. Nora says that she got the VIP. Keisha says, okay, yep, Keisha, I just answered that. Absolutely. So those that are in TA6, the Tax and Accounting 6-Figure Accelerator, that would be the biggest differentiator. If you want to come into a cohort live for 2 hours straight and actually work on your sales, work on your marketing together, that's going to be the difference maker for you guys, is that we're doing this together for the first week of January so that you really can hit the ground running. My intention is for you guys to be making some sales during this 5-day challenge, right? To actually start talking to clients, start your marketing activities, and if you already have some marketing activities going, actually ramp it up, right? Start scaling those marketing and sales strategies that you have, okay? All right, guys, so I will see you guys in the challenge. It starts January 3rd. The last day to sign up is January 2nd, okay? January 2nd. So let me make sure I don't have any other questions in here. Okay, no questions. All right, guys, beautiful. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye, guys.